Hello and greetings, my friends. I hope you're all doing well. In the second chapter, we want to check some tools and, in a very simple project, practice different things about our environment, the weather, and our objects, and different things. I opened up Lumion again and I click on Create New Section and I choose one of these scenes here, one of these environments. And we mentioned each of these environments have their own specific features. Like some of them have a few number of trees, or like others have a very cold and winter environment, or other environments like desert. And each of them have this ability to change, and what we choose is not that much important, Alright, so here we choose plain environment, a very simple and empty environment. Alright, we can see the environment. It's a plain right now, it's empty. Alright, to begin, we go to landscape section. In this part, we change the features of the land, like if we want to add a pit, add a mountain, add anything else, and then we want to go to the weather section. And then in this section, we want to change the weather and the brightness and stuff like that. And after that, we go to contents library, and then we start learning about putting different objects into our environment. We go back to landscape section. As you can see, we can go to different directions by using the keys Q, W, E, A, S, D. We can go faster by shift, we can go faster by holding space, and by holding the right click we can revolve. And let's begin. As you can see, in the height section we have 5 different options. For example, I can raise my land with one of these options. As you can see, that's how it's done. Or as you can see, I can lower the level of our lands with this option. And as you can see, I can make one part of my land flat with this option. Just like this, we are making this part flat, and for example, we can put a building on it. And as you can see, with jitter option, I can make a part of my land rough. We give ups and downs to our flat surface. And in the last part, I can make my surface a bit smoother. As you can see that some areas are not flat and they're a bit rough. With this option, we are making them a bit smoother, just like this. With every one of these options here, it doesn't matter what we do, we make them flat, we rise them, we make them smoother. We have 2 options here. There is this brush size option. It's the size of the brush for different options, like how we're going to change the surface of the ground. Different scales to make it bigger or smaller. We can set the brush size on small and big, and by using the brush speed, the second option, I can change the speed of my changes. You can see I can change them right in this place. Just right now you can see the different speed for the changes, like right now. And as you can see, you can change the speed right here and set it on different times by the mouse. But if you hold shift, you can set it more accurately and slowly. You can see how the numbers are changing with the mouse, but when I hold shift, the numbers become smaller and they become more accurate in that case. When we come here for a flat empty surface, we double right click and we come here. We move away from the part that we created and we come to this place. In the next part, the water section, I can change the surface into water. As you can see, we can give height to our water. Now, what's the point of giving height? You see when it goes down, there is nothing visible in there. I delete this part. We come here to this section and I lower some parts of the land, like making a pit. Just like you can see, I'm clicking and I turn it around a little bit so you could have a better look on it. And by this option, I make the surface a little bit smoother. And right now we choose the water just like this, and I lower the height of the water so it could fit in. As you can see, we did it so we could fill our pit with the water exactly in that point. In the next part, in ocean section, I could choose to have an ocean or not. As you can see, the whole environment is ocean now. And in order to continue with the project, I have to create some parts considering they are islands. Now you can see that our water can have different features, such as wave intensity and height. Like you can see, we are working with the height right now. Like you can see, we want to change the height more accurately, and with a slower speed of movement, we hold shift to change it. You can change the color of water in this part. For example, we can change the color of our water to this color. And this is the brightness of our water and other things like that. So with this option, I can change the whole environment into an ocean. And from this part, we turn it off. Okay. Our next tool is paint. I can click on choose landscape option, and then I can select one of these environments for myself. For example, it changes the whole environment into a white snow winter environment. As you can see, there are different environments here, Thailand or other things. And you could understand it better if you zoom in and take a closer look. For example, this is sand environment. Each of them bring another different environment, and they have different landscapes for us. You can see them now. So you observe what it does. It just like now, it has different features, and we put it on this specific landscape. And we have to wait a few seconds to connect to the server and determine a part on the map, and it considers us a series of boxes. I turn it off for now, and the last section is landscape grass, and you could turn it on and you can see you have grass on the landscape right now. And right in this section, you can change the size of the grass, make it longer or shorter. You can see I can change the height of the grass, the thickness of it, and the density of the texture of it, like now. As you can see, there are surfaces that have grass on them, and there are surfaces that are completely empty. And we also can use add scatter object to randomly put some stones, rocks, or flowers in random places. Now you can see different samples of stones. We choose one of them, just like that. As you can see, there are random stones in that area, and I'm changing them so you could see them. You can see that these stones are a bit bigger, so they're much easier to see. We go up a little bit to have a better look on the stones. Or in this section, we can have flowers instead of stones. And in this section, as you can see, we can spread them all over the surface. And in this part, you can change the size of them and the amount of being random in there. Now we select another flower and we change the size, we change the spread, and just like that, like we're changing the size of them, we change them to be random. Every one of them is different with each other, just like that. And right now we turn the flowers off. So we almost learned everything in case of landscape option. And what we did, we're gonna put them all into practice. And thank you for watching.